A long time ago, in the early days of YouTube, there was once a style of video that united everyone in laughter.
Squidward! This guy had a Pokemon! That's a gay Luigi?
The fabled YouTube poop. Maybe it's a sign I'm getting old, but I'm feeling sad that kids today won't be able to experience the magic that YouTube poop had back in its prime. I remember coming home from school in like the 3rd grade as a depressed little chud, and my only shining light would be laughing my ass off seeing Mater fly a helicopter into the Twin Towers of Tires.
Get to the chopper!
But you know what the cool part is? On TikTok and Instagram Reels, kids are rediscovering the lost art of YouTube poop. So, I'm going to dig up the corpse of this old genre and tell you how YouTube poop died. And why it never really died.
Oh my god. Wow! You look...
But first, history time. Everyone takes inspiration from someone. Derivative culture has been around since the dawn of artistry, but for today's story, we'll begin in December 2004, where one fella, Super Yoshi, was playing around with the new and cool Windows Movie Maker. How advanced. Little did this guy know that his experimentation would change the course of history forever, with The Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3 Remixed.
Try to find a super leaf!
It's a simple video featuring Luigi getting his tail ass blasted from behind for 3 minutes in crusty 240p. Super Yoshi uploaded this remix to an old furry art form called cheesy art, which, according to him, was met with awe and curiosity from 4 members. It's a little odd given how primitive the video is by today's standards, but back in 2004, just the idea that you could download episodes of kid shows, corrupt them with silly editing, and poop out a funny video was just wild. Due to the reception, Super Yoshi and a group of friends would produce more remixes over the years, and eventually would upload them to the then new website, YouTube, as a way to, quote-unquote, upload poop to the tube. It's actually how YouTube poop got its name. Fun fact. You can trace a common evolution between both YouTube poop and YouTube as a whole, with comedic tastes, video styles, and the community as a whole. So, I want to talk about a couple of YouTube poops that I feel had the biggest impact in the evolution of the genre, and with me as a whole.
Eat an Octorok cock!
Then you can
Go fuck yourself.
One of the first iconic poops that still remains on the website is the King's Unreasonable Demands.
Then, after you've scrubbed all of me, then, after you've rubbed oil on my penis, then you can rub my dick, then you can eat shit, then you can tick my boy.
Great!
This is a poop from 2008 that followed the various CDI Zelda and Hotel Mario characters talking about coming from somewhere or whatever.
This is it, Luigi. It's hot.
This video is almost old enough to vote, by the way. But it still got a chuckle out of me due to how it fit every single old school YouTube poop stereotype. They'd use the same family-friendly source material of CDI Zelda and old Mario cartoons. People were shocked when Mario visited the king to enjoy a sausage party.
Old penis. Come on, Luigi.
A lot of old poops followed a similar formula of basic sentence mixing, splicing and cutting pre-existing voice lines to make Mario talk about PPs and make the king swear like a VivziePop animation.
Then you can eat shit, then you can tick my boy.
You gotta remember that memes in the 2000s looked like this. So, seeing something so crude in comparison appealed to edgy kids back then, and some of them wanted to learn the art. Many of the early poopers would congregate on forums like YouTube and YTMMD, where ideas would spread around and people would give each other critiques on how to make their creations better, like adding their own interests and other memes of the era into their own poops. Stuff like Pingus, Ouija, and This is Sparta! Gosh, if you remember Sparta remixes, I freaking love you. Sparta remixes are part of the YTPMV subculture, which is basically the YouTube poop format, but in musical form. Oh look, you see a cute little Toho song? Well, somebody made a remix using the voice lines of the TF2 classes dying 9 times. Wait, 9? 9? Oh my gosh! And they all sound pretty snazzy too. YTPMV would evolve in parallel to YouTube Poop, with many poopers' talents growing as time passed, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. The YTP community had grown so much in the late 2000s, but source material like CDI Zelda and old Mario cartoons still reigned supreme for many people, to the point of oversaturation. Veteran poopers began to loathe how prevalent they were, to the point where they made their own slur for them. Spadinner.
Kidding. Triforce of Wisdom promises the king will safely
I'm going to die.
People found this shit funny, by the way. Spadinner became a catch-all term for a low-class form of poop that was typically produced by kids without much rhyme or reason. They flooded YouTube back in the day, to the point where imagery of CDI Zelda and Hotel Mario poops are still the first things people think about when you mention YouTube poop. Well, aside from their skeletons turning to dust from age. A lot of the kids who made these poops eventually moved on with their lives, but some were so allured by the mystique of the community that they went on training arcs to hone their craft, and over time, results would come in to help form a new age of poops. The late 2000s and early 2010s were a goldmine full of poops that people my age remember fondly, while crying over the fact that we'll never afford anything again. One of my favorites from the era was The Sky Had a Ouija.
Why don't you two go climb it? Spaghetti! Rope. I'm sure it goes somewhere far away.
Oh gosh, no! It's a poop based on the SpongeBob episode, Shanghaied, that followed SpongeBob receiving a C4 Ouija Pokemon ball from his cereal box.
What the fuck?
YouTube poop.
SpongeBob, Squidward, and Patrick would go along to investigate, only to discover that the culprit behind this gay Ouija attack was the Flying Dutchman. With Bowser's voice.
I am the Flying Bowser!
You broke my favorite cup!
After he was caught, the Dutchman burns Squidward and throws SpongeBob and Patrick into a cell while he waits to cook them. Spadinner poopisms are in the video, but you can tell that poopers around this time were experimenting with new techniques throughout the 2010s. You can see the evolution in another SpongeBob poop that I really loved.
3 fellas at sea with nothing to do but
No.
Mr. Krabby Krabby Mr. Krabby Krabby Avenges Pearl Harbor is a certified classic. It followed the Krusty crew going on a boating trip after celebrating the legalization of gay marriage.
I'm taking you on a trip.
In comparison to the Ouija one, this poop had more references, advanced poopisms, and humor that still gets a chuckle out of me to this day. Where's the Live Leak logo when you need it? But one poop that will always reign supreme in my heart featured the source material mixed together by a legendary lemon, who has been perpetually on a downward spiral.
I'm dying in this fucking country-ass fucked up town.
I kid you not. Lightning McQueer in The Quest for Tires was my favorite poop as a kid. I was a young neurodivergent idiot, and you could tell because I was obsessed with Thomas the Train and Pixar's Cars. Emblemon's poops in particular had a special itch that soothed young Suwawako's head, and looking back, his style was emblematic of how YouTube poop evolved in the mid-2010s. Poopers in the scene called these stylistic choices the poopism. Lightning McQueer showcased a nice variety of poopisms, like mixing source materials together, using green screen and images to enhance the jokes,
Adios, Chuck.
random music sections, and a mastery of sentence mixing.
I'm hereby sentencing you to slavery.
But what made many poops of the 2010s so memorable was their comedic timing. M's poops tend to be rapid fire joke after joke, while making sure to calm down when the moment needs it. It was a trend that affected other poops for a generation. As more people experimented with crazy poopisms and psychedelic visuals to wow the audience, some poopers went down a different route, realizing that less is more.
You're a great dad.
The best example of this mindset comes with another one of my favorite poops. Woody loses his schmo.
S'mores, schmoes, s'mores. Has anyone found Woody's schmoes? Yeah. Negatory!
This poop was released in 2018 by Alpaca Hawk, where it retold the story of Toy Story 2. But instead of an emotional tale about finding love in the temporary aspects of life, it's about Woody and Buzz arguing over if it's pronounced schmo or s'more.
I traveled all this way to rescue that toy because I believe they're schmoes.
Well, they're called s'mores.
It reminds me of The King's Unreasonable Demands, in the sense of the poopisms being simple sentence mixing and clip and audio replacement. But it's the manner that Alpaca Hawk spliced the clips that make the video, well, pretty freaking hilarious.
Not today!
You just have to love how Buzz Lightyear dies after doing literally anything. This poop has gained some attention recently due to some tweets on Twitter helping to remind everyone how great YouTube poop and old internet culture at large was. It also made those same people wonder, why did YouTube poop die out? Well, like all dystopian tales, our villain comes from the legal system. Specifically, copyright Everyone has their ops. Boys versus girls, Genshin versus Woowa, Jesus versus Satan, and YouTube poop versus copyright law. Given that YouTube poop is all about taking source material from kid shows, making them talk about balls,
My balls could have been sucked.
and getting viewed by millions around the world, the big media companies were not happy that people saw slices of their content for free, and the most angry company of them all was Viacom. They're really only known as the IP holder for SpongeBob. SpongeBob clips in general really took off in YouTube's golden age, and because Viacom couldn't leech money off of them, they sued YouTube in 2007, claiming that they were a safe haven for illegal uploads of SpongeBob clips. Ooh. There's a really good Emblemon video recounting the complete story if you're curious. But all you need to know is that YouTube wasn't the video sharing juggernaut as it is today, so the lawsuit was a severe threat to their entire existence. After YouTube and Viacom's lawyers fought, the two would eventually settle out of court in 2014, but at that point, YouTube evolved their copyright guidelines to appeal to big business and the general audience at the expense of the little guy. They would implement things like Content ID and stricter monetization guidelines that would cripple the YouTube poop community for a while. Many old YouTube poops were constantly struck down by copyright, forcing poopers to try and find ways to skirt around the system with poopisms of their own. It's kind of why SpongeBob was called Spingebill in some older poops, as a big F you to Viacom. Many old YouTube poops are now considered lost media due to copyright purges, with some poopers quitting the game entirely due to the risk it had on their channels. Lemon deleting his poops was my personal 9/11, like part of me died that day. As YouTube became more mainstream throughout the 2010s, YouTube poop became more niche as the old poopers who made them slowed down for various reasons, and the kids that watched them grew up and began watching more sophisticated content, like pretentious video essays or dashcam car crashes. It's fascinating watching idiots drive. However, just because someone's time in the spotlight is up, doesn't mean that someone had died. Just go look at the Azumanga fandom after 20 years of no content. They're crazy. Even though some older people still see YouTube poop in its spadinner era, YouTube poops are still being made and making autistic idiots laugh their socks off. The community is still alive and well. You've got collabs happening every once in a while, featuring the talent of many poopers in one package. YTP producers are still composing the wackiest of things. I can't lie, I would listen to this in a car ride. People are still learning the way of the poop. Honestly, if you want to learn how to edit, YouTube poop is a great avenue. It's actually how I got my start, and helped in my growing hatred for Premiere Pro. Ooh, I hate you, Adobe. I hate you, Adobe. And there is so much lore in the community that honestly deserve their own videos. Like the artistry of the past that influenced pooping, YouTube poops gave birth to so many new aspects of content creation as a whole, like MLG videos that were a thing 10 years ago. And arguably, the AI brain rot idiot meme crap that you see on TikTok. Hey, don't kill me, but our brain rot was made by human hands. You've got big YouTubers using poopisms as a way to keep retention rates high for those sweet ad dollars. Former poopers like Lemon and Shay Frillas went on to make their own thought-provoking pieces of art, while people like Mountain Dew used their understanding of the content creation scene to help co-found V-Shoujo. Well, before that crashed and burned, but whatever. It really makes me sad that so much history is being forgotten to the sands of time. But if being on the internet has taught me anything, sometimes new, fresh minds can help revitalize a dead franchise. I feel YouTube poop is experiencing a bit of a revival as people my age are feeling nostalgic for the ancient craft, and some of them are using their editing talents to put their own 2020 spin on it.
We're getting circumcised.
Ooh, getting circumcised inside the Krusty Krab? Are you kidding me?
I really enjoyed this one digital circus poop that followed Jax and Kane discovering their forbidden love for each other.
You are my girl. What you doing there, Jax?
The sentence mixing in this poop is way too good. AI can't replace this.
Alright, sounds Chinese.
你应该问我你们应该做什么。
What?
Salut, Soubal.
She's so cute!
I also love how we're getting to a point where poopers are remastering the oldest YouTube poops, like Toys on Acid.
Alright, men, you heard it. Context X. Repeat, context X. We are code context.
I miss you every day, Rum Chum. Fly high. The fact is, YouTube poop never died. It just evolved. A lot. Poopers are dedicated people who respect their community's long legacy. Despite YouTube and your average normie giving them the short end of the stick, as long as we live in a world where autistic idiots use their powers to make funny edits of Wow Wow Wubsy going on a trip, instead of doing something lame like curing monkeypox, I think we'll be okay. Anyway, what's your favorite YouTube poop moment? I remember one of the first songs I learned to sing was from an Lemon poop. Conjunction, fuck shit.
Conjunction, fuck shit. What's your function?
Hooking up words and phrases and clauses.